New research found that when someone experiences a cardiac event in public, they are 37% less likely to receive bystander support like CPR if they're Black or Hispanic as opposed to if they're white. And that hesitation can have lethal impacts. For more, we're joined on the KCBS Ring Central Newsline by Dr. Paul Chan, the study's senior author and cardiologist at St. Luke's Mid-America Heart Institute in Missouri. Thank you so much for joining us. So what is the life and death outcome of this hesitation to jump in to help?
So we were interested in looking at a condition called cardiac arrest, which is when the heart stops and there's no more heart activity. And there are about 1,000 cardiac arrests that occur every day in the United States alone. And we know that when someone has a cardiac arrest, having somebody start CPR before the paramedics and ambulance arrives doubles your chance of surviving alive through the hospital stay. And so we were particularly interested in understanding whether if you're Black or Hispanic, there's a difference of getting potentially life-saving bystander CPR than if you're white. And indeed, we found that if you're Black or Hispanic, your likelihood is, as you mentioned, 37% lower than white individuals when it occurs in the street, in a gym, at an airport, or at a workplace. And that is strikingly lower than what we expected.
And this is across the country in all spaces. Are there any public spaces where this disparity does not hold true?
This holds true throughout all the United States. And in fact, we found this to be the case in communities that were predominantly white, in integrated communities, and even in communities where the majority of residents were Black or Hispanic. We found it in wealthy communities and in low-income communities. Regarding whether the difference in public response differs by whether it occurs in different places, we found consistently lower rates of getting bystander CPR to Black and Hispanic individuals, regardless of where it occurred. But the difference was smallest in a place where people knew you, like the workplace, if you're publicly at work in a commercial building, and it was greatest where there were potentially the most bystanders who could offer CPR at airports and gyms.
So after doing this study, have you come up with a reason for this lack of intervention?
Yeah, we were surprised. We actually hypothesized that the difference in public would be smaller than what we expected to see at home. And in fact, we saw that it was greater. And the implications of this study are huge. The American Heart Association and the American Red Cross does most of the CPR training in the United States. And up until this study, the focus has been on getting more people trained in CPR and getting it into Black and Hispanic communities as well. What our study suggests is that something else is going on that causes individuals to pause and not respond to a Black or Hispanic individuals as frequently as to a white individual. And our concern, of course, is that there may be some implicit bias in how individuals as bystanders provide CPR to people who could potentially benefit substantially and have their odds of surviving cardiac arrest increased.
And very briefly, just about out of time, where can people get CPR training? It is really important for everyone to get it.
Yes, the American Heart Association and the American Red Cross, their websites will offer courses where training is provided.
Thank you so much, Dr. Paul Chan, the study's senior author and cardiologist at St. Luke's Mid-America Heart Institute in Missouri.